Shane with HustlePaintball.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to uninstall a response trigger. Now you might be asking yourself why I want to do that. Well, removing the response trigger means that you can either put back the stock trigger frame or perhaps upgrade to an e-grip. Now I'm going to be demonstrating on this A5 right here, but I do have this X7 here to show you a couple things. The concept is basically the same on all Tippmann guns, so let's get started. Before we start, let's look at a couple things we'll need to take apart the gun. Here is a flathead screwdriver, and this is the small Allen key that came with your Tippmann. And this is part number TA05021, and you can find this on our site. It's really cheap, but you'll need it to plug up one of the ports once we've taken the response trigger off. So let's rock and roll. A closer look at the fitting shows that this is a dual port system, meaning air runs from here to the cyclone feed and from here to the response trigger. Now, most Tippmanns are a dual port system, and that means that you'll need that part TA05021 to plug up this hole once we've removed the trigger frame. Now, if for some reason you have a single port system, meaning air runs from this single point to the cyclone feed and the response trigger, you will need part number 20-07, and you can find both those on our site. So let's start and take out this fitting. Simple as that. Now all we have to do is plug up that hole. So grab your TA05021 and hand thread it into the hole. Now the reason we're hand threading it first is because it's a soft screw and you don't want to cross thread it. Don't tighten it down too far, but make sure it is secure. Okay. Now if this was a single port system, we would have had two sides coming off of this, meaning you would have had to unhook this valve here off your cyclone feed, taken that piece out, replaced it with the 20-07, which looks exactly like this, and put it back in. Now, once it's done, it looks like this. Once we flip the gun over, you can see that the trigger frame is still attached to the gun in several places. So, first thing we're going to do is remove the ASA, or the air source adapter, with our Allen key. This should just come right out. The next thing we're going to do is take out these two push pins up here. Now, they are a little stiff and kind of difficult to get out, so I'm going to use my flathead. As I said, tricky to get out. There we go. Once we've done that, the trigger frame should come right off. Now that we have the trigger frame off, you notice that there's a small brass fitting inside that we'll have to get out. So, let's take this off. Come back around, and in order to get to it, we do have to loosen a couple more bolts. These are the body screws. Make sure to loosen those so that we can pull out that fitting. You don't need to take them all the way out, but make sure to be careful. Now that I've got all the bolts loosened, and I've also taken off the back plate to make this a little easier, I'm going to separate the receiver halves just enough so that I can get this brass fitting out. You don't have to take the whole gun apart. You just want to remove that. Let's tighten everything back up. Now everything is put back on. The back plate, I've tightened down all the bolts, and the response trigger is completely removed. I'm just going to put back on a basic trigger frame, but the concept for any other trigger frame would be the same. Can be a little tricky. Now, once you have it on, all you have to do is pop your pins back in and you are ready to get out there. If you're replacing your response trigger with another entire trigger frame, whether that be a stock one or a Hall Effect E-grip, then you're done. But if for some reason you'd like to remove the response internals from this trigger frame, I'll show you how to do that. I've already taken out the body screws. You want to take out the safety and remove the top plate here. Simply take out the response mechanism and put it back together. Alright, so I just showed you guys how to take a response trigger off of your Tippmann marker and how to take the response mechanism out of your trigger frame, turning it back to stock. Also, you got the part numbers for the uninstall, which you can find on our website. And if you have any suggestions, or if you feel like I missed something, or if you just have a general question, please email us at videos@hustlepaintball.com. And as always, you can get all your paintball needs at www.hustlepaintball.com. Have a great day.